What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be doing a VOD review for the Stefonio. Um, I'm not going to review all this VOD, all this one video in one part. I'm going to split it up into probably 3 videos, just so it's easier to upload and all. But yeah, so here he's on Nepal. He's 2647 SR. You know, I mean, hopefully this goes well for him. He told me that he's playing Rhine and supports, so hopefully we'll see some of that. Let's skip ahead a little bit. Oh, Battlefield 1 is ready to play. Alright, let's see. Okay, so here his team is running Winston, Farah, Junkrat, Roadhog, Lucio. This isn't good right here, Farah and Junkrat, but you might be able to get away with it if they don't also run a Farah. But you should not be playing Mercy. And the reason is because there's not much to really defend you as Mercy, you know what I mean? If stuff just starts jumping on you, the only thing you have to really like protect you is the Roadhog and maybe like a Junkrat trap or something, you know what I mean? Otherwise your Winston's gonna have to peel, or like you're gonna have people peeling for you, and you don't really have much self-defense, so you actually don't have any self-defense aside from, like, I guess your Guardian Angel. So you're gonna play Anna. Actually, this is even worse in my opinion because, well, first of all, you don't have a Lucio, so that's not good. But it's even worse because, like, they're probably gonna run dive, and again, you don't really have much to defend you. Oh gosh, let me turn this down. You don't really have much in the way to defend you, so. So just as reference, I don't know if you, like, yeah, you didn't do anything wrong here or anything, but I'm just saying, just in case you don't know, when you are zoomed in with Anna, her shots become hit scan. In other words, they register instantly, but when they are no scoped, they become projectile. So if you ever feel like you're missing shots while no scoped, it's just because, you know, it's actually a little bit of a projectile. So what you can do is, like, you can, like, quick scope, right? And even if you scope in for just a second, like, or just like a millisecond, the shot becomes hit scan. It's like as soon as you scope in. So yeah.
No, he's my bitch. That Tracer's not my bitch though.
So I don't really like this position because you know they have a Winston. He's probably going to be coming back soon. You know they have a Winston, and by standing up here like alone, he's probably going to dive you. So you need to be ready to use your sleep, and you cannot miss, or else you're going to die. So yeah. I would try to close some distance on you. Oh, there he is. I don't think you saw him though, which kind of sucks. Whenever you look for information, like to see if you're gonna get flanked or something, make sure you look like you're actually taking the information in. You know what I mean? Don't just like look to look and just like not pay attention, because you should have seen that Winston, and you should have had this sleep dart. You could have, honestly, he made like a pretty big mistake. Well, no, because he knew you used your sleep. Like, but if he had jumped you like this is like the easiest sleep in the world for you to hit. But yeah, so that's unfortunate. So I'd recommend going probably Zenyatta because he's got a little bit of self-defense. There's the Discord orb, and in general he's gonna get the job done better than you, better than Anna. Honestly, I'd go Lucio to be fair, but you know, I'm assuming. Actually, no, you probably should Lucio in this situation just because you guys don't have one and you need one for King of the Hill, so.
Where's that reek, Brad? I can hear him. Tracer behind us. So is Winston.
Your team just needs to wipe here and reset. I can't really hear your mic because it's too quiet, but you should be calling out your Discord targets anytime you Discord someone, to make sure you call it out. And you should use your charge shot more. Charge shot with Zen is actually really powerful because you can like get like a sudden burst on someone. You should honestly just like do a charge shot right here at something. If you charge up your, yeah, like this. But you're getting dove on by Winston. You need to call out when there's a Winston on you. Be like, guys, help me with Winston. See, this I can tell you're not saying anything. You need to call out that Winston's on you all the time, and you need to make sure your team peels to help.
Killed the bitch ass Roadhog.
So you need to focus at Winston.
Keep shooting him. He's not moving.
Okay, nice.
Gonna make you my bitch tracer. I'm gonna predict you in time. Yeah, try to creep on me, Reaper. I dare you.
Reaper on side.
They're on his way.
Oh, you're lagging right here.
He's hurt.
Okay. So playing on point, in my opinion, is like stupid because you're not gaining any advantage. You know what I mean? And it's like makes it easier for them to land ults on you. What you should do is you should tell your team to take the high ground up here because then it's harder for them to push you. So yeah, that's what I would recommend you saying to your team. You're lagging really bad right here though. But yeah.
Hey, Reaper's above us. Be careful. Reaper's above us.
Oh, you definitely shouldn't have used that there. Even when you see teammates are critical like this, you want to wait until they start using the enemy team starts using ultimates. Like a Death Blossom, you can deny with your trance. That's usually what you should use trance for.
Roadhog,
Get
Reaper.
on the site. They're taking site.
Or like a Graviton, you want to use your trance with. It's like here you maybe could have used your trance because they rezzed, so you could have counter ulted, but
Stay on there for as long as you can. Every point counts. Pull up.
by the way, I don't care what people say. I really don't think Winston beats Tracer that bad. Like, a good Tracer is gonna have blinks ready to just like dive away. You know what I mean? Okay. Well, there's no supports in this fight, so hopefully your team will win this. What? How did your Farrah kill herself? That's weird. Alright, well, no problem.
Winston just ran in and popped his shield on me. So.
Okay, yeah.
What do you do? Give me there, BB. Give me there. The DPS taxi. Well, at least I booped him.
Okay, so in this situation, you are not going to be able to out heal that Death Blossom. So you should speed boost away with your team, because if your team just backs up, you've effectively denied the Death Blossom. You shouldn't amp heals, you should amp your movement. You know what I mean? Just in case your diva is out of defense matrix. She wasn't in that case, luckily, but like, you know, giving your team the extra movement would have been more effective than amping heals. And like, turn your movement on more. You know what I mean? It would help you with that Winston. You could have like dodged a lot more effectively. But Lucio's speed boost is like the most important thing about him because it adds like lots of juking capability. You can retreat from ultimates and you can kite things. It's very, very useful. So make sure you're making good use of it. Because pretty much any of the supports can heal except for Symmetra, right? So you wanna really affect. You should go back to Lucio again, man. Like,
There you go, Tracer.
always remember, you have to have a Lucio for King of the Hill. It's a must-have.
Coming with my
Especially with Reaper. So now you have a Reaper, and he has to like close distance quickly. So you should play Lucio. You should just like sit on your Reaper and like give him speed boosts and stuff. That'll make him really, really powerful. Oh, you're lagging here. There's a Winston on you. May peeled for you.
Nice.
You are just disrespecting that Reaper right there. Okay, this was a bad play right here. This was not a good play. So, first and foremost, let's see. Okay, you missed a bunch of people, right? Like, you want to start healing your DPSs first, because when they're critical, they're really low. You know what I mean? So you want to heal him first, and then you want to heal the others. And, just wait, hold on.
Nice.
You're at 30 health here, right? You know that there are people assaulting right now, okay? You heal yourself. You have your sleep. You should be sleeping that Reaper right there. But, and now you're just ignoring him, you know? There's no point on going to point. You should just run away. But, yeah.
Can I go Mercy?
Yeah, I was about to say, I can't tell what heal is on.
This isn't good. You should go Lucio still. But, it's okay. So, now you have to really be aware of this Winston, because he's just going to be on top of you the whole game.
Reaper is really damn good.
The reason the Reaper is beating you guys right now is because you don't have, like, you don't have any speed to close distance or, like, escape, so he's just, like, kind of, you know, just doing whatever he feels like.
Come on, let's go. Alright, let's push.
Your Farrah should have said when she was going to use her ult, but that's her, not you, so we're not going to talk about it. Okay, good. You're kiting this Winston. Alright, nice. That was a good life. You did a lot well. I mean, early on they just weren't focusing you for some reason. If they had focused you, you definitely would have died, but after that, you were doing well. You were healing the right people, trying to give damage boost to the ulting Farrah, all of that. So, overall, that was good. Now you have res, so you should, like, try to hide. You see that they're coming this way. See, like, if you were hiding right here, this would have been a sweet res. You know what I mean? Because your team's gonna die. Oh, maybe not. I mean, you guys are using, like, all your ultimates for this fight. Alright, so you do not need to res this fight. At least, you shouldn't need to res this fight, so don't do it.
Sorry, Pharaoh.
But, yeah, like, when they start pushing in like that, you want to hide so that, you can get a big res off. Now you should be running away. You should really be, yeah, there you go. Like, you need to hide, man. Your whole team is wasting their time chasing that Winston, and they're giving up so much ground because of it. See, now because you were on the point, you end up forcing your res when you really didn't need to. You know what I mean? Tell your team, everybody fight and die on the point together, right? And then, yeah, you'll be able to res more people and hopefully get, like, and deny, like, big ults. You know what I mean? Like, it was good that you used your res and forced it instead of just dying, but, you know, you want to, you shouldn't be in that position that you were in. Here it's okay because you don't have res, so you're just healing people. But, like, when you have res, you don't really need to be, like, running around on the point, you know what I mean? Your Mei is doing well. This is a great pick on this point in particular.
Oh, she's hurt.
So you should call for someone to taxi you right here. Say you're coming up through the choke, so that someone can come back and you can dash to them and get to them quicker. Oh, well, you know. Alright, so you guys won that round. The main problem was your positioning on Mercy. Again, remember you don't have any self-defense, so when you're trying to get a res off, you want to hide, and not reveal your position, you know. If someone sees where you're going, it's going to be all over, but if your team goes for a big fight, you know, they all die, and then you res them all, it's going to be a huge success.
After you guys, after he got that 5-man, dude, I was like, alright, I'm only going for the ulti.
What is that? Tracer got me.
Again, you have no Lucio, so they're just going to take position over you guys. You guys got a good... Oh, your Roadhog just carried. Okay, so now you want to be telling your team to get aggressive. Hopefully that's what they do. They get aggressive. Yes, yes. The standard. Not really much to say there. Your Roadhog got 2 major picks, so that was good. Uh-oh.
Lucky son of a gun.
That Reaper went soldier. There's a Zarya on me. She's really low.
Still not a whole lot going on, actually. It's just, you know, standard fighting, standard positioning. Alright, you want to hide here. You got a Pharah shooting at you. She's still shooting at you.
Their Mercy's low.
Alright. Try not to force this. You should have stayed there, to be honest, and just, like, watched out for the Pharah. Like, you could have backed up a little further. You're standing, like, on the corner. You could have kept backing up, and then waited for everyone to die on the point before you came this way. But, I don't know. Your Mei's just stalling. That's good. Alright, now she needs to die because she's not stalling. Alright, so you want to tell your team in the comms, everyone fight on the point and just die on the point because you have res. So yeah.
Just go get her.
And you want to hide, like, if you hide, like, right behind this fountain thing, whatever this is here, you can dash, you can go drop down and dash to point and res your team.
Held that for quite some time.
Oh, this is massive. Okay. Did you damage tank him here? I don't think you did. Hold on, let me look. Okay, yeah, you did. Good. Alright. Always damage tank Roadhogs when they get a hook.
That's alright. I'm probably gonna stay
Stay on
my
site.
ultimate when they attack again.
You still have res, just... There really is not a lot going on in this stage. There's, like, a lack of actual team fights going on. Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah, that'll do, I guess. Mei's pretty important as a pick, so having her alive means she can do some good work, potentially. It seems like she's been doing good work. Man, unfortunate. Look at your Mei go. Your Mei is doing really well right now.
We need to cap. We lose.
Oh, yeah, you don't have the point, so maybe not actually.
Have ult when I come back.
You should not go in there. You should be backing all the way out. Nope.
Everybody group up one attack. We'll get the ult and we'll just attack them. Don't push it.
Wait.
Unless you have to stall the point, then go in. Because I don't know if I'm gonna make it back in time.
At 95 war.
A good team would peek this and destroy anyone who's in here before the team is grouped up. So you want to avoid going in there unless your team is grouped up. So
I knocked him.
okay, you want to get a res. Come on, right click. Here you go. Yes, Clud. Uh-oh.
Nice.
Oh my god, she just wiped us right there.
Ooh.
Too nice.
clutch play though. That was a clutch play, but unfortunately your team did not follow up.
Healing again. Stefonio.
Okay, so he wants to heal now. I'd recommend if you're a support player. Oh, sorry. If you're a support player, you should always be duo queuing with someone who you trust, because you have more synergy and you can support that person a lot better, and you'll always have someone on your team who's like doing work, you know. Finally, you're running Lucio. Okay, this should be a good fight now. I mean, you have Junkrat Farah, but that's okay. Yeah. Keep it up. Like, look at the positioning your team has over them. You guys like are literally controlling the point. Like, look where they are. Like,
Oh god, oh god.
Help me.
Some support, please. God save me.
in situations like this, you might as well just keep your speed on so people have jukes and can follow up on shit. But now people are actually fighting. But like when you're just standing there spamming, you might as well just keep your speed on.
Did we win yet?
What are you doing, Roadhog? That damn
Get him,
chasing
Roadhog.
Gotta get ammo.
Hey, kill
watch
this
out to
Reaper.
the
Come
right.
on, nerds.
Try to save your amp up a little more for like really important moments, because if you're gonna want to have your amp up for speed boost if your team decides to start fighting, or if your team is like all really weak, you want to have your amp up in that situation too. So try to save it more often until you really need it.
Bro.
So you didn't really need to amp up there.
Oh, they rezzed the Reaper I killed? Solid.
Ooh, you're late.
3 down, 4 down.
You should have saved that.
Run in.
Just stall, man, stall. Be a little more tricky with your movement too, you know. You're faster than their team, so you can like juke behind that wall and just play like ring around the rosy with them, instead of just trying to like wall ride it in circles that makes it really obvious what you're doing.
Let me know when you guys are charged again and I'll use my ult. Let's go do it.
They're giving me mine.
You guys going in?
Yep.
Yeah, we're already in, dude.
Oh, that's fat. You should go and speed boost your team, man. You need to use your speed boost more. More speed boost, more speed boost. Oh.
You stupid ape.
It's okay, you'll be back in. Oh, okay, the solar res. Speed boost, man, speed boost, man.
Nice. Help me on site.
Okay, good. You can taxi your Roadhog on over there.
It's the fucking Farah, man. Like, we don't have a single hit scan to kill her.
You want me to go with him?
That might switch this game.
Yeah, unfortunately, your team is running Junkrat and Farah, which isn't good. For this exact reason, they just run Farah, and you guys can't do like anything about it. So,
Okay.
okay. Anytime you sound barrier, you should swap immediately to speed and not even think about going to healing. There's like no need, you know what I mean? You have like a few seconds of insane health, so you might as well just swap to speed and get your team in there, you know? Like, yeah.
Help me, Winston.
I got Mercy.
This Winston. Prime, he's gonna kill all your healers.
Got Farah.
Ooh, rip. That's unfortunate. You were trying to save that McCree, which was good, but yeah, you ended up getting hooked right there.
Oh, okay.
Get that res if you can.
Oh, game over. Yeah, so I mean, your issues was mainly your team composition. Like, honestly, you need to run a duo so that you can always have one person who you can trust. Like, get a DPS player to always duo queue with you. Other than that, you did pretty decent. I mean, you need to use more speed boosts on Lucio, and on Mercy, you need to hide more when you have your res, and like not reveal your position for as long as possible, and then come in when it's like, you know, time for res. But let's see. Other than that, oh sorry, I just woke up. So other than that, there wasn't really too much else wrong. Your Zen play, you need to spend less time just like throwing orbs out at nothing. Like, try to control your spam more, you know what I mean? But that's about it. Overall, it was decent. Anna, it just wasn't a good pick here because you didn't have anybody to peel, and you know, it just, you know, don't play Anna unless you know who's going to defend you. Like, if you have a McCree, like in this situation right here, you could have played Anna, but you wouldn't have a Lucio. So yeah, you have to have a Lucio on King of the Hill. Other than that, I think you did okay. You need to increase your damage output. Even though you're playing support, like Lucio can do a lot of spam damage. So can Zen. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. Bye bye.